I'm going to be answering evaluation question 4, which is how did you use new media technologies in construction, research and planning and the evaluation stages? For the first research and planning aspect, we deconstructed 15 music videos which were picked at random, so they weren't specific to any genre or anything like that, because at this point we hadn't actually chosen which song we were going to do and what genre it was going to be. So we were able to find the specific music video conventions before looking more deeply into genre, which in our case was a Destiny's Child track called Emotion, so they're an R&B band mainly. Because of a genre and the band being quite current, it was, even though they split up now, their style is very commercial, so they have lots of high intensity lighting in the videos because it shows off like the body parts and the faces of the members of the band, and it makes them look more plastic and more like pop stars because it's like the light is directly on them, so it shows that they are the stars of the music, and it's more about the way that the people in the band look rather than the music that they produce. Obviously we didn't have professional lighting like we would have liked to use, unlike successful bands who have already been signed to big record companies, which Destiny's Child obviously have. To find out more information about the band, we used their website, the record company that they're signed to's website, fan sites and forums. All of us researched into that in the group, me, Aisa and Katie. Fan sites we found were mainly a huge help when looking into it, and we really could have relied on more feedback from these sites, because obviously the biggest fan sites especially get so many views, and it would have been good to get feedback from real fans of the band specifically, rather than just people our age and teachers and people on Facebook who are all our friends that we know. We would have obviously got more critical feedback from people that we don't know and maybe aren't exactly the same age as us. Also, because on fan sites you're able to look at, like, some people have usernames if they go onto the site regularly and post links and feedback and views on the band and the latest things and music they've produced. We're able to tell kind of the age of the person and what they're into, because one example of a user on the biggest Destiny's Child forum was called I Love Destiny's Child Kittens 2. So obviously that's quite a young person who is a big fan of the band. We posted rough cuts on Facebook, but we were quite disappointed with the feedback that we got, but again it was just really to show people our work and to try and use it. I don't think Facebook was the best form of technology for us to have used, but we chose to use it anyway because it's so common with our age group, and obviously the age group is the target audience for the band. 15 to 24 was the target audience for our music video, so Facebook was a help in that aspect because obviously all our friends on Facebook are the same age as us or a bit older. So it would have been useful to have had their feedback had we have been able to obtain more of it. The feedback helped us to change parts of the video as well, so using HD cameras was a help because we were able to film people in our school. We filmed Katie, Tristan and James, I think it was, who watched our video after, and HD cameras are so much better than the cameras that we used last year in AS. They're just so much more clear, and it just makes everything look a lot more professional than it did last year. We also, on the blogs, we were able to use, because we added a lot of links lists, we were able to use links lists such as like feeds, which we put a feed onto the side of the blog which was titled Destiny's Child News, and it updated itself regularly, so we were able to keep up with any band news, or because everybody wants Destiny's Child to get back together, but we were just able to keep up with that, and it was a good thing to put on our blog. We also had the track playing along the side as a URL, so it just linked directly and it just played. You didn't have to go onto any other page or anything, and it just made everything as you could just listen to the music as you're looking at the blog, so I think that's a pretty good idea. We also were able to, because of the blog technology, we were able to label our vodcasts, podcasts, deconstructions, information about the group, best music videos, all of that down the side, and it was a lot more clear than having to go scroll down loads and look through all of the posts, because some of us have done like 130 posts on the blog, so it just made everything so much easier. We've obviously used Final Cut this year, and I think it's been so much better than iMovie. Everything's more detailed and concise, and you can add so many more effects than we were able to do on iMovie. Like, there's more transition choices, loads more effects. This year we've used things like split screen, which I don't think you can do on iMovie, or we didn't last year anyway. Lots of fade-ins and layering, it just makes everything look, again, like so much more professional. Without the layering last year, it was just a bit, it was good, our production last year, but I just think because we've got the technology this year, we're able to create more of a professional, realistic music video than we would have done if we'd have been using iMovie. So really it just gave us a lot more to work with. The HD cameras were great we had a lot better, clearer footage, and also I think George in our class has got an even better camera, and it just makes everything look so much better. Like, his music video is really good as well. So in conclusion, we used a lot of media technology. We were able to use the blog, HD cameras, forums, fan sites, Facebook, those three to help us mainly with audience feedback, and it's been able to us to make our music video better than we think it would have been because of the feedback. Like, for the feedback, we obviously knew there was problems, but we were able to change those, and without the technology resources, we wouldn't have been able to make our music video as good as it could have been.